These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in our community. Together, they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team on the internet. The question is, can they be beaten? Good evening, 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 and welcome to Season 4! Season 4, baby! Let's go! And you should let's go as well, and let's go and join the lobby if you want to come play Eggheads. Welcome to you all. Hope you're well. You can't see me. I'm on a camera behind this overlay. See, it doesn't sound quiet anymore. I don't know what's going on with the volume on that, but thank you very much to Matt the Ref for the 21-month Tier 2 subscription. Matt, thank you for your generosity and your support, and good evening, good evening, good evening to you too. Well, welcome to you all. Lovely to have you here. Thanks very much to Ash as well. I has button. I press button. Also, rip Persephone's chair. Long live Persephone's chair Mark II. Indeed, so Persephone's chair has gone to the great office in the sky and has been replaced by Persephone's chair, which is going to distinctly not be Persephone's chair. I'm going to keep a sheet over it. I want to look after it. It's got freaking dragon scales on it. I'll show you when we've got a full camera in a minute. But thank you very much for the support, Ash. The 21 months there of Twitch goodness, and as well Clive of Legend, Frankie Boy voice. I'm so old, my poisson is haunted. I can't really do Scottish. I did my best, but thank you for the 17-month subscription there, Mr. Clive of Legend. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, and of course Clive doing what Clive does naturally and absolutely smashing the granny out of the reset leaderboard of Set Game. I need to add warm-up for Clive of Legend because he won last season's last couple of seasons worth of Set Game. Set Game's a game that is a long game. You don't complete Set Game quickly. It happens over a long amount of time. Anyway, let me say good evening to everyone else before we get on with the game, and I'll tell you what's coming up this evening. Good evening to, excuse me, to Adster, to Connor, to AB Me, hello to Cetra, good evening Keshi, good evening Jay White, hello to Shadowmane and Lupine, Jerry Eris, Topper One Gaming, good evening, welcome to you, Lewis T, Big Man Aaron, hello, Drew Dave Tom, Clive a Legend, Lingomaniac, good evening to you, Dogfish44, Milk Like Substance, Oni, Coolio, and I've lost my place on my list, where are we? There we are, Dante, hello, Proust, good evening, oh hey, Diamond Ninja, hello, Ali hello, good evening to you, Ali Law. Alu Z, Claire, SP04E01 Yak 2. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. I'm not quite sure how to pass that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yes, I can see it says Yak, but I don't know if that's how they go. But welcome to you, Yak. I shall call you Yak until you tell me otherwise. Good evening, Yak. Good evening, Score Count. Tunatin, hello. Ash, good evening to you. Grafalo, Cola, We Like Shapes, hello. Zeusless, M. Clemson, Melodnik, Jack Wilfred, hello to Cyclespace, hello to Innis, to Jay Turner, good evening Toot, good evening Matt, good evening Samster, good evening It's Sotley, good evening Car, hello to Leelink, good evening Tipster, hello Brand New Halo, good evening 8 Minky, good evening It's Sportsy, and anyone else who is just lurking around in the chat. It's lovely to have you here, and you're very welcome to just chill. If you want to just chill out, then you're welcome just to chill and watch the stream. If you feel like you want to come say hello to us at the start of a new season could be a new start for you. If you've been lurking and you want to say hi, you'd be very welcome, but don't worry about it. If not, you're welcome all the same. And how lovely to have you all here on this Tuesday, the 27th of April, for the start of Season 4. We are playing Eggheads and The Code tonight. Games I can chill out about a little bit, because now that I've fixed that thing in Eggheads where it wasn't flagging the questions will be flagged. Very grateful to Oni and to Toot who provided questions. Toot's questions are unlikely to come up tonight, has to be said, because Toot is going to be a fast track player, assuming Toot is in the lobby. Yeah, so that, because of the error that happened last time, I said I'd give preferential treatment to the 5 who did get into the lobby but then couldn't play the game because of the errors. So they're going to have preferential treatment. If you're a returning Egghead and you're here, and you still need to come and join the lobby, our returning Eggheads should be Big Man Aaron, Listwitz, Cyclespace, Natter, and Proogs. as it says on the screen, you do still need to come and join the lobby, even if you're a returning Egghead. If you're not in the lobby, then it will just it will just pick someone else at random to be a random replacement Egghead. That's how this game works. Likewise, the forced challenges I've got down are Now Cut That Out, Shadowmane, M. Clemson, We Like Shapes, and Jers01. If you're not in the lobby, and I'm not sure I can see Jers01 just now, I did ping in the server a bit earlier on, but if you're not in there, then we will give up that place to somebody else. At random, the computer will just pick at random. But that's the preferential treatment. So if you're not here, it's kind of tough luck. That's just the way it goes. Otherwise, we'd never play Eggheads because trying to get 5 people together in one go and guarantee their being there is pretty challenging. Pretty challenging. But welcome to you all, and those of you who are here, hope you're looking forward to playing Eggheads. Remember, you do need a microphone, and I would encourage you to head down towards the green room if you know you're going to be picked. That would be really useful, so that I can have nice chats with you. And what else? Oh yeah, there's a lobby game for this. I've added the penny system, which should work. It looks like it's working because it's just added on Clive's warm-up penny, which will just be for attending the lobby, so playing the game, and also for... that's a thought. Does it still add on the players who are in the hot seat? That's a very good question. Why don't we find out? Let's find out together, because that's only just occurred to me. Game control. Let's just have a little look at this. Let's just have a little look and see if I've made it so that the players in the lobby get their pennies as well, even if they're in the hot seat game. Twitch.open lobby, then we start the co-routine to add the pennies. And now how does that work? Twitch.add pennies. Where's my add pennies class gone? Pennies! Add pennies, there you are. There's a co-routine here somewhere. There it is. Triggered on, that's triggered on login open. We'll find out. I guess we'll find out is the short answer. Not sure why I closed that class, never mind. Does your code also allow Eggheads to exclude and be replaced in the hot seat game? Yes, I think it does. So if you're an Egghead and you exclude, then it won't pick you. I think. We'll find out in just a second, either way. Right. Well, we should get this evening underway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 40. Exactly 40 players. So if you're just playing in the lobby game, that's completely fine. You'll have 15 seconds, and for the most part, it's just multiple choice, either A, B, or C. So do keep your eye on the chat, because Persephone's Twitch bot, as we all know, is king. Chat is king in games such as these. If I'm giving cues here and Jerry's in the game, should I be entering in the lobby? This feels like a bit deep bastard. Maybe. I've got probably, I think I've still got more question packs than you, so there's still a good chance that you can play along. But it's up to you. At the moment, the lobby game is just purely for bragging rights. There's no winning in the lobby, unless I decide to give away pennies for lobby games. At the start of a new season, I could do that. I might just start being spontaneous rather than, just... Yeah. Anyway, let's get this game underway and find out who our Eggheads and our challengers are going to be. We have got Big Man Aaron, 8 Minky, Psychospace, Ahuni, and Proogs in the Eggheads, which looks like we have not got a couple of our returning Eggheads not coming back. And our challengers are Now Cut That Out, Shadowmane, M. Clemson, We Like Shapes, and Claire. So it just looks like Jers isn't there, I think. I think Jers is maybe not here. Let's have a look. Was it Jers? Oh, it's cleared it out now anyway. Never mind. I could look in the server because I atted everyone earlier on, didn't I? Announcements. Oh, hello, by the way. I'm on camera. Who's not there, then? I think it is just Jers. M. Clemson, I Shapes and Jers. Yeah, so just Jers from the challengers, and they've been... Claire's been subbed in as a replacement there. Big Man Aaron. Listowit's not here, so 8 Minky getting the sub spot there. And Natter not here, so Oni getting the sub spot there. So the only other two people who've written questions for this at the moment are Oni and Toot, I believe. And they're both in play. So again, it's going to be all my questions tonight, but we're only going to be having the one game. Hello, darling.
Hello.
This is Flush into House.
Happy season 4, everybody.
I can't believe I just said into house with a straight face. I'll never do that again. So, nice to see you, darling.
Nice to see you.
What was I saying before I started getting smooched on? Oh yeah, we're only having one game tonight because I don't want to do the going for gold thing that happened last time and run out of questions and it be awkward. The tiebreaker questions, there's plenty of those for each category, including general. There's 7 each on general knowledge. So if we get to general knowledge and end up going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, there are 14 general knowledge questions, which should be enough for one game, he says. We'll find out. Anyway, I've had a shave. New face for season 4. I just sort of not gone really close shave, but I've sort of taken it back a little bit because it was getting really out of hand. If I just zoom in a bit, I'll be really grainy, but just check this out. Oh, look at this bad boy. Am I right? My Game of Thrones Targaryen chair is here. No, not a close shave. It was distinctly not a close shave, Matt. But yeah, this is my... I'll show you this in close-up and full later on. And I can't believe I've been sat on that thing that's been ripped to buggery for the last 2 years or more for this long. Because just sitting on this and I'm like, oh my. It's a similar sort of design. It's sort of black and red like the other one. It's got similar red stitching to the other one. But yeah, I'll tell you all about it later on. It's very comfortable either way. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see 10 players in this here green room, so I'm going to undeafen. I'm going to share the screen, and then I'm going to drag them in. So let's go live. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and a 6, and a 7, and an 8, and a 9, and a 10. To you all, good evening and welcome. Hello. Lovely to have you all here. I just need to check that I have unmuted you on OBS, and I have now, so we'll try that again. Good evening, all of you.
Hello. Good evening,
mate. Wonderful, wonderful, lovely. Now,
no, Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday, quite right. Two new Eggheads in, 8Minky and Oni, coming in and jumping into the Egghead spots, and just one substitute challenger in the shape of Claire. So looks like we've got a good game on our hands. And a reminder, if you're playing in the lobby, make sure you're whispering to Persephone's Twitch bot and you're keeping your eye on the chat. For those of you who are here, obviously Eggheads, you've done this before because you beat the Eggheads last time as the challengers, so you know the drill. Challengers, this might be new and you may not have caught the last game. When it is your turn to answer the question, you can talk to me normally, but if it's not, if you could mute yourself, it just says moving in and out of the rooms. I know it would be nice to move in and out of rooms, but if you could just mute yourself, that would make life splendid and marvellous. So, challengers. Your chance to take on the Eggheads. So you've got 2, Shadowmane and Clemson, We Like Shapes and Claire, and you've got to decide on your first category. Well, the first category is going to be given to you. You've got to decide who's going to play on the subject of film and television. So, challengers, who fancies film and television?
Right. Anyone want to take it?
I feel fairly strong on this, which I'm terrified to say straight up.
I mean, my film is good, my TV not so much. So if you think you're strong on both sides, M. Clemson...
I think I am. I'm scared to say that now.
Happy to back you if you want to do it. I don't mind. I can do it otherwise. I'm good at all the stuff. I'm not going to go on YouTube.
I'll go for it. For it.
And Clemson going to step up to this plate. Right, if all the other challengers could mute themselves, that would be marvellous. Thank you very much. M. Clemson is player 3. And M. Clemson, who do you want to take on? Which Egghead do you want to face off against? Face off.
Yeah, distant times. I'm actually not... Can I actually ask the challengers if there's anyone they'd advise who they think is weak?
By all means. Who would you recommend that M. Clemson takes on, team?
I mean, who's a younger person, maybe? If there's a question about an older film, if you go that route, that's the best way to go it, I think.
You calling me old?
Well, I'm calling myself old. That's why I was doing it. I'm just generally, competitively. That's how you're going to get you, I think, in film and TV.
Possibly only... He always sounds young, but that might be just doing...
Yeah, I don't know, actually. I was going to say Oni as well, just because I don't have the age. But...
Oni,
okay.
I know how old Oni is, and I won't say. I'll let Oni say in a minute if he wants to. It's not my place to, but...
30! I'm bloody 30! I'm not that old!
You're younger than me. We'll put Oni into... why have you put 8Minky in? I didn't say 8Minky. I said... Oh, God. Oh, I was doing all sorts of things now. So we want M. Clemson... Psychospace is player 2, apparently. Okay. Big Man Aaron is player 1. Oni is apparently player 5. Not sure what's going on with that. That seems a bit random.
It might be that the reserves go in after the ones who were predicted.
Oh, you very clever person, you. That's almost
You'll get a
certainly
point
what
for
is... No, you can't have a point, but that's almost certainly what's going on there. Right, M. Clemson and Oni, if you two would like to keep yourselves unmuted and everyone else stick yourselves on mute, and we'll head over to the question room.
Ready?
Oh, it appears to say Proogs. Because, yes, because I pressed 5, because the computer told me it was 5, but it was actually Proogs. But this is Oni, it's just a different avatar, and we'll figure it out a bit later on. So Oni and Proogs, for the purposes of this, your pictures have swapped over. M. Clemson, would you like the first set or the second set?
I will go second.
You'll go second. Okie dokie. So, Oni not Proogs. First question coming up, and eyes on the chat, ready in the lobby game A, B or C, and whispering it to Persephone's Twitch bot. Oni, first question. The TV show The Waltons is set in which US state? Is it Kentucky, Missouri, or Virginia?
One story's around that sort of... It's going to be around that sort of area that I assumed. I thought you'd be going for some kind of curveball like Oregon or something, but this feels like a little bit of a toss-up, really. It does feel like feels deep south, yet not actually deep south. If you get my drift there. Certainly haven't seen enough of the show to know about it. But I think when I saw that, I immediately sided with Virginia. So I think it's a three-way coin flip there.
Going for Virginia. What are your thoughts on that, M. Clemson?
My instant thought was Kentucky, but I'm also very uncertain about it.
Well, Oni's hunch has got him there. It was indeed set in Virginia. Well done, Oni, on that. You're one up. And Lobby, well done if you got that as well. So, M. Clemson, your first question coming up. Take a look at this. We zoom first. We zoom in, and now we have question. For which film did Daniel Day-Lewis win his second Oscar for Best Actor? Was it Gangs of New York, There Will Be Blood, or My Left Foot?
I think I can remove one. I think My Left Foot was his first Oscar. But did he win for There Will Be Blood or Gangs of New York? I think I'm gonna say There Will Be Blood.
I'm gonna go There Will Be Blood.
Yes, confirmed.
Okay, we'll lock that in. Oni, thoughts?
Gangs of New York's 2002. I think There Will Be Blood's around about 2005, 2004. So I think it's Gangs of New York.
There Will Be Blood was actually 2007. My Left Foot, you're quite right, was early 90s. Gangs of New York was 2002. However, he did not win the Best Actor Oscar in that film. The answer was There Will Be Blood. Bit of a curveball there, yes. It was the third of the films on the board to be released, but he didn't win for Gangs of New York. He was nominated, but lost out in 2002 to... I forget. It'll come to me. Right, it's one apiece, and Oni, we're coming back to you. Take a look at this. Who played the lead male role in the 1942 film Casablanca? Was it Clark Gable, Humphrey Bogart, or Henry Fonda?
Okay, I don't want to immediately jump in without thinking about it, but my heart immediately said Clark Gable before I even saw the question responses. Isn't Humphrey Bogart a little too late for that? Am I getting confused with someone else? Am I thinking of like Rudolph Valentino or someone?
What are you going for?
I'm gonna go with Clark Gable.
Clark Gable, he says. M. Clemson, what do you reckon?
I think it's Bogey. I think it's Humphrey Bogart.
You're absolutely right. Yep, Humphrey Bogart is who it was. It's a bad punt from Oni there. And advantage now squarely with the challengers. It's still 1-1 though. Can M. Clemson capitalise on this advantage? Let's take a look at your next question. Is it raining somewhere, or is that just a lot of static going on? There's It's not a problem, just curious. Here's your question, M. Clemson. What was the title of the Family Guy The Simpsons crossover episode? Was it The Griffsons, The Simpsons Guy, or Springfield in Quahog?
That's long after I stopped watching either of them.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, was it, Samster? Wasn't the best.
I think The Griffsons doesn't sound... I'm just going to go on what sounds about right. Springfield and Quahog's a better title. Simpsons Guy. I mean, it's so... Come on, I'm going to go for The Simpsons Guy. I really don't know, though.
Simpsons Guy?
Yeah.
Oni, what do you think?
Yeah, it was.
It was. Ooh.
It certainly was. The Simpsons Guy, yes. Opening episode of season 15 or 16 of Family Guy. Yes, it was half of the episode. Well, maybe not quite half. At least a quarter of the episode was a giant fight, like the fight with the giant chicken between Peter and Homer. It was very silly. Right. M. Clemson has press at advantage. 2-1 to the challengers. So, Oni, if you get this one wrong, I'm afraid you're not into the finals. So, have a look at this. The 2009 film In the Loop is a spin-off of which Armando Iannucci TV show? Is it The Thick of It, Time Trumpet, or I'm Alan Partridge?
And now, finally, a movie that I've seen! I love it. It's The Thick of It.
Certainly is. The Thick of It, starring Peter Capaldi and all sorts of other people. Very funny film, very rude film as well. But, yes.
I can't believe it's a 15.
Yeah, oh, they got away with that. There's only one C-bomb in it, I think, is probably what they did. Putting the pressure back on M. Clemson. But M. Clemson, if you get this one, you knock Oni out of the final round, and you are through there yourself. If not, we go to sudden death. So, M. Clemson, for a place in the final, take a look at this. Which 2019 Netflix film was an epilogue to the TV show Breaking Bad? Is it Blue Crystal, Jesse, or El Camino?
Well, I don't know it, certainly. So this is going to be largely a guess. They all sort of make sense. I suppose...
Did you see Breaking Bad? Did you see the original show?
I did not, no. I need... It's on the vast list of DVDs I need to get around to watching. But
yeah,
that's
a good one.
That's going to take me up to about 2029 at this
20,
rate.
right, yes.
Yeah.
It's going to take you so long, you'll actually go back in time.
Yeah, I didn't think that through. I'm going to go... I'm going to go for El Camino because it sounds most poetic, I suppose.
El Camino, you say?
I am going to say that.
Oni, have you seen it?
No, the only one I would rule out is Blue Crystal because I know that if it's a prologue... Do you say prologue or epilogue?
Epilogue.
Okay, then I don't know anything.
Well, I can say M. Clemson released in 2019 the epilogue to Breaking Bad, which concluded in 2013, was called El Camino. Very well done.
I told you I don't know anything.
And with that, the challengers have unseated the first Egghead, and Oni, who is actually Oni and not Proogs, I'm afraid you have to sit out the final. But M. Clemson will be there, so very well done, M. Clemson. Let's bring you both back into the studio. So, Avatar confusion notwithstanding, this is going to get very confusing later on. We'll just have to sort of keep an honour system until I can get in and fix that. We have indeed got our first challenger into the final, so very well done to M. Clemson there. Let's just take a peep in the lobby, see how you guys got on playing along at home. It's Sotley, the only player to go 6 for 6. Very well done, it's Sotley, currently leading the lobby. We've got a number of players on 5 and a handful there on 4 as well. So those are your scores as they stand. I'll give you a little minute to take a look at that. Oh, and it's bonus penny time. Eggheads 34. No, Eggheads 43. I beg your pardon. Eggheads 43 to the bot. if you would like a bonus penny. You've got a minute to get that in, and I'm glad that's working. Right, challengers, time for another round, I think. Let's have a look and see what the category is. 'Tis food and drink. Food and drink.
Right.
So, who's going to take on food and drink challenges?
Okay, well, I think with pretty much all the subjects, it'd be like, I'd be happy to do them. I'd also be happy if someone else has a particular
Hankering
thing
for food and drink.
I don't have one that's particularly...
I mean, I
one
feel
must
like
have.
with food and drink, I have a bit more ground to stand on than I would with some other categories. So I'm happy to take food and drink if you guys want.
Yeah, that's very brave.
Yeah, that's
I'm happy
reasonable,
to
yeah.
endorse
Yeah,
that.
let's
I
do
have a
it.
strong feeling. It's one of my bottom two, actually, probably.
Okay, Shadowmane, I shall set you up for food and drink. Who would you like to have a go against?
You know what? Since his avatar is a drink in and of itself, I want to take on Big Man Aaron.
You're going to take on Big Man Aaron, the man with
You
the
know
drink
what's
in his
gonna
picture.
Let's do this.
Okay, if the rest of the challengers could mute themselves and the rest of the Eggheads could mute themselves, and Big Man Aaron and Shadowmane, let's head to the question room.
Good luck, Shannon.
So, Shadowmane, would you like the first set or the second set of questions?
I would like the first set, please, Ben.
Okie dokie. So, starting off, Shadowmane, you've already got one of your colleagues into the final. Let's see if we can make it two. Shadowmane, first question is... Maker's Mark and Knob Creek are examples of which type of whiskey? Are they bourbon, Irish, or Scotch?
Right. Well, I must say, I am a bit of an alcoholic, but...
Right, okay.
Yeah.
You're among friends. Do
I mean, yeah.
you know your Scotch, though? Or your Irish, or your bourbon?
I mean, honestly... I either do, and this is probably going to sound like I have a drinking problem, or I don't, and I'm just a greenhorn, as it were. Anyways, I feel like... Ooh... I want to say I have an inkling towards... I'm mincing words.
What do you
I have
think? What do you think it is?
I think Scotch is what I'm leaning towards. Purely on the basis that I think I might have seen it somewhere before on the wine rack or the alcohol rack that my family has.
Do you want to play? You want to play Scotch then?
Yeah, I'll play Scotch.
Okie dokie. Big Man Aaron, what do you think of that answer?
Probably would have gone Scotch as well, but not based on much, really.
Well, I can say you're both wrong. They are, in fact, bourbons. They're bourbon whiskies from the United States of America. So, Shadowmane, you're down a point, and advantage now with the Eggheads. Big Man Aaron, let's take a look at your first food and drink question. Take a look at this. Which fruit is a cross between a grapefruit and a tangerine? Is it Rangpur, Tabery, or ugly fruit?
Right, I'm pretty sure that the Tabery, I think it's a Scottish thing. Perhaps probably going on the Tabe in a Scottish river, and there's no chance of growing a grapefruit or a tangerine anywhere near here. Before the options came up, I thought ugly fruit, and the fact that that's there means I think it's worth. Let's go for ugly fruit.
Okay, for ugly fruit. Shadow, what do you think?
The ugly fruit is the only one out of these three that I've heard, and the weird thing I've heard it from annoying orange. If anyone remembers that old fossil.
Yeah, memes from the ancient days. I can say ugly fruit is absolutely the right answer, with a Tabery being a cross between a raspberry and a strawberry, or raspberry and a blueberry, or something like that. Very well done, Big Man Aaron. You've got the advantage. You're 1-0 up. Shadowmane, second question. Take a peep at this. Known to the French as persil, which herb with curled aromatic leaves is used in cooking? Is it parsley? Is it thyme? Or is it basil?
I think I've used all three of these at some point in my life. And basil, I don't believe it is, because that's the small ones and they're kind of straight. Thyme is the flakes. So I think I think since I've managed to logic out 2, that only leaves me with 1, and that'll be parsley.
You want to play parsley?
Yeah, I'll play parsley.
Aaron, what do you think?
I mean, I've used none of them, but yeah, probably parsley. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, similar etymological roots, parsley and persil, both beginning with P. Parsley, absolutely the right answer. Shadowmane beginning the fight back from here. Can Big Man Aaron maintain his advantage? Let's take a look at your second food and drink question. Disaronno is a brand of which Italian liqueur? Is it Sambuca, Limoncello, or Amaretto?
I mean, I've only vaguely heard of it. I mean, the chances are it's too expensive for a student to buy.
Claire's got the right idea in the chat, I have to say. She says, oh, now we're talking. We are indeed. I can't say anything else. I can't say I'm not going to give anything away. What do you think? What do you think, Aaron?
I have vaguely heard the name. The only one of those I'm vaguely aware of is Sambuca. We'll go Sambuca.
You're going to play Sambuca?
Yeah.
Shadow, do you know?
I don't know much Italian, but I'm inclined to say that the Sambuca has some level of possibility. So I would have said Amaretto myself.
No, I'm afraid it's not the right answer. Disaronno is very famous, goes very well with Coke. It's a sort of marzipan-y drink, and it is an amaretto.
Amaretto.
Oh!
Very nice it is too. And it's Otley saying I think he's the only person who's ever pronounced that right. I'm assuming you're referring to limoncello there, it's Otley, as opposed to any of the others. So, it's 1 apiece. Both got 1 right, both got 1 wrong. So, Shadowmane, pressure on you to get this one correct. Amaretto with Coke is basically Dr. Pepper that gets you drunk. True story. Oh, Disaronno. Maybe. What do people call it if not Disaronno? I don't know. Anyway, Shadowmane, final question, unless we go to a sudden death. Have a look at this. The name of which type of pasta is derived from the Italian for little cords? Ooh. Is it spaghetti, tagliatelle, or linguine?
Oh, I've had all 3 of these. I think linguine is... I'm trying to think of the words. Because I eat spaghetti bolognese quite frequently, and I can rule that out. I'm trying to think, does linguine mean little tongues, or does that mean something else? And is it tongues, cords? I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together. But I've had spaghetti plenty of times, and I've never heard it be derived from little cords before. Or at least I don't know much about it.
What do you think?
I'm going to make a fool of myself. Oh, my logic is pointing me towards tagliatelle. So I think I'm gonna take the pill. I'm gonna take tagliatelle.
I'm gonna go tagliatelle. Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron, do you know this one?
I mean, again, I ruled out linguine because the tongue thing. And I wouldn't have known where to go between spaghetti and tagliatelle.
Unfortunately, Shadowmane's gone the wrong way out of those two. It is indeed spaghetti. Little cords or little twine. Slightly different derivations, but it does mean, Big Man Aaron, if you can get this one right, you're in the final and you're putting Shadowmane out. So, take a look at your third question. What do you think of this? What is the chief ingredient of the Swiss dish rosti? Is it carrot, potato, or parsnip?
I think that it's potato. I don't know what that's based on at all. If I've got a hunch, I might as well go for it. So I might as well go potato.
You're going to play potato?
Let's go potato.
Shadowmane, what do you think?
I was leaning more towards carrot myself.
Ooh, could be carrot.
Could be carrot. On this occasion, though, it's not. It is absolutely potato. Very well done, Big Man Aaron. You have defeated the challenger 2-1. And that means, unfortunately, where'd my green and red gone? There they are. Yes, that weird, the noise thing is sometimes doesn't quite do its thing. Shadowmane, unfortunately, it does mean you have been eliminated and will not be in the final. And Big Man Aaron, you have just booked your place there. Very, very well done. Let's bring you back into the studio.
Well played. Bad luck.
Thanks. I'm never going to look at spaghetti the same way again after that.
Well,
I'm
you'll
not
know what it
looking
is
at
now.
Toronto again.
Okay, so Big Man Aaron booking his place into the final, and Shadowmane a deft defeat there. So, 2 rounds down, another 2 to go before we get to the final. Who will be there? We've got 3 players left on each side. Challengers, time to make a decision on who's going to play this next round, which is entertainment. If this is the entertainment pack that I wrote today, then this might just be video games. Might not be. There are a few entertainment packs in here, just so you know, and I can't say for sure which one it is because there isn't a video game category available. Oh, lobby game. Yes, thank you for the reminder. Oh, hey, I'll look at that in just a sec. There are 2 entertainment question packs in the database. Both of which are by me. So, there's a chance this might be video games, but I won't know until we get to the round, so that's a bit of a pain, isn't it? But entertainment generally. Who would like you? While you have a little think about that, let me look at the lobby. Keshi Head and Sotley now tied up at the top with 10 points apiece. Clive, Zeus, Oh Hey, Samster all on 9. Lupine's got 8. Matt, Topper, ABME, Car, Tipster, Brand New Halo all on 7. Adster, Colo, Cetra have got 6. Dante, J White, Milk-like, Tuna Tin on 5, Ali Lord, Jerry Ellis on 4, Connor Scott the 1, everyone else yet to score. Those are your lobby games, your lobby scores rather. So, where were we on the category of entertainment? Challenges, you've got a choice of Toot, Shapes or Claire. Who would like this one?
Is there anyone who feels they would be comfortable if it turns out to be the set that's all video games?
Not me, I'm afraid.
Toot?
Toot's in team 1.
No, he's not.
What?
Oh, he's in Team 1 room. Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought you meant he was in... Shadowmane just said Toot's in Team 1. I thought you meant he was on the Eggheads. No, he's just absconded from the game room.
Aspiring to that, but not yet.
We brought you back now,
Please.
Toot.
If you
He
want
sort
to
of locked himself out and couldn't get back in.
Treachery.
So, yeah, entertainment is where we were at. Entertainment, which might be video games.
My biggest fear is I don't know anything about Pokemon, and there's always a Pokemon question. And Sonic. So it's just going to be Sonic and Pokemon, I'll get nothing right, and then, so, I don't know.
But it might not be a video games one. It might not be.
So, 2 of the 3 possible people have taken a step back, effectively.
Shapes, are you feeling up to the challenge?
I guess. Video games is not...
I'd do it if it was not video games. If it was just entertainment, I'd do it happily. But
I'm really annoyed because
There's only a
Pokemon.
50% chance it's video games.
Yeah, so there's
could
2
be
entertainment
entertainment
packs. It
packs.
might be. Let me see. Hang on. Everyone. Let's just be chill. Let's just calm. Let's just chill. Chill our sends out. Let me see if I can see what I can see. Question decompiler. Used question packs ref for 2. Right. It's question reference 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go, because this is a valid point, it has to be said. I'm going to switch over to Be Right Back so that you can't see it, and I'm going to not do it on that screen so that you guys who I'm sharing the screen with can't see it either, because I made that mistake before. Let's go assets, trivia, database, open with... edit with Notepad++, that's what I'm after. Oh god, don't open on that window. No, don't do that. That's fine, that's not the round we're looking at. That's not the round you're looking for. Right, if this is 2, which is entertainment, assuming that the debug log is correct, this is general entertainment, it is not specifically computer games, based on the log that has been pulled there. And I'm hoping against hope that my programming is enough that you can take my word for that. But it is looking like it is general entertainment, not specifically video games.
I'm fine trying it then if people don't want to do it. If I step on a Pokemon landmine, it'll be what it is.
I don't mind doing it if it's not exclusively video games as well. So,
Yeah.
Claire, what do you think?
I'll let you guys fight it out between you.
Have an arm wrestle. Shapes, 2, who's it going to be? Give me a decision.
I'll do it. It's fine.
Two,
Okay.
you up? You in?
Cool.
Yeah, no, give me a shot. I think it's fair.
Okie
Might be sport
dokie.
next, so.
Right, yes, it might be. Right, Two, who do you want to face off against? Haha, lol, in this...
As we're of a similar age, I'd like to pick Proogs.
You want to pick
A fairer
Proogs?
fight.
Okay.
Faces all these young people, TV shows and films and video games.
Rightio. Now, last time I needed to make it player 4. Oh no, because that's now 8 Minky. Player 1 and... Oh god, what's going on? That's cycle space. It must be 1 and 1 then. Oh, what's happening? Come on, Stream Deck, do your thing. Do your thing, Stream Deck, do your thing. Oh god, now I'm changing everything. Right, hang on. No, you're... Oh, I've lost track of what's what now. This should be easy. It shouldn't be this hard. What number are you now? Cut that out. Oh, there you go. Right, you're number 1. And you wanted to play who now?
Proogs, please.
Hello.
Why is it setting it up as 8 Minky? Why is it doing that? Well, what I'll do, I'll put Oni in because it's letting me select Oni. Oni and Proogs are swapping for this one. So, Toot and Proogs, let's make our way into the question room. Oh, it's actually doing Proogs. Okay, so Oni is apparently... So hang on, Proogs' face has been there twice now. I have no idea what's going on. Toot, would you like to go first or second?
Second, please.
You'd like to go second, okie dokie. So Proogs, who is actually Proogs? First question on entertainment. Take a look at this. And lobby game at the ready. The song That's Entertainment was a 1980 hit for which band? Was it Blondie, The Jam, or The Clash?
I was alive in 1980. That doesn't help much. I think it's one of theirs, as it were. I've sort of got the chorus in my head, but don't know the bands well enough to sing between the two. Yeah, I'm going to go with whichever one I go with will be wrong, won't it?
But there's a 50% chance of that happening if you've narrowed it down to 2.
Yeah, I mean, assuming that that's correct. Anyway, yeah, okay. Well, we'll arbitrarily pick the Jam, please.
Gonna go with the Jam.
Yeah.
Toot, what do you think?
I believe it is the Jam.
It is indeed the Jam. Very well done,
Hooray.
Bruce.
I couldn't have
Good
it, though.
logic. I was waving well and hit up phone booth. That's entertainment. Great song. Great song.
Yeah, that's the bit I had in my head. Thank you for listening.
That's the bit you had in your head. Good
okay.
stuff. Toot, Proogs has got his first question right. Time to face yours. Have a look at this. Let me know what you think. The Danish-American entertainer Victor Borge was renowned for playing which instrument? Is it piano, the guitar, or the violin?
I never knew how to pronounce his name because I remember growing up and there were all these VHS tapes of him and I thought it was Victor Borge. But I know he is I think he's done some X-ray stuff as well, sort of lewd adult material, but he's done, I've never heard any, but I believe he is a pianist.
You're going to play piano?
I'll go piano.
Indeed so. Victor Borge, it's a hard G. I used to call him Borge as well, but no, Victor Borge, the clown prince of music or something like that. Or was that Liberace? I get them mixed up. Either way, it's the right answer. You're 1 for 1.
Liberace's a serious artist.
Liberace is not a serious artist. He was a good player for what he was.
He's down my photographs on the wall now.
He's done what?
I'm going to tear down all my posters I have up on a fanboy. I'm a Liberace fan.
I quite enjoy him for what he is, and he was an okay pianist. But I mean, he was of his time. Let's say I'm not the biggest fan in the world. Proogs, we're coming back to you. It's 1 apiece. Let me know what you think of this question here. Which West End theatre hosted the show Chicago for 9 years in the 90s and early noughties, and has more recently hosted Kinky Boots and Waitress? Is it the Dominion, the Adelphi, or the Lyceum?
I'd have preferred the Victor Borge question, if that's all right. I don't know which one Chicago is in, but I've got a vision in my head. This sounds really weird. A vision in my head of Kinky Boots and Waitress. I don't think it's the Dominion. For a long time, that was We Will Rock You, and I think it's Hamilton now. I might be wrong with that, but I think it's either the Adelphi or the Lyceum, and what was it? Chicago, Waitress, and Kinky Boots.
That's the one.
I'm going to go with the Adelphi, please.
The Adelphi. Let's lock that in. Toot, do you know this one?
I have no clue. I was ruling out Dominion as well for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I just hadn't heard of it. But the other two, it could be either. I'll say Lyceum just to make it interesting, but I don't know why I'm going for in the hot seat.
Prug's logic has been quite solid so far. As you pointed out, the Dominion was the home to recently We Will Rock You, and before We Will Rock You is the big one. The Lyceum Theatre is currently playing The Lion King, and before that it played a brief run of Jesus Christ Superstar. I saw both shows at that theatre. The correct answer is indeed the Adelphi.
Good.
Very well done. And I saw Chicago at the Adelphi as well, so I'm familiar with at least two of those theatres, if not three. 2-1.
Since I've moved away from the south, I haven't been to London to see too many shows, unfortunately. So.
Yes. It's to be fair, I'm not an enormous fan of London, I have to say, and no offence to anyone who is Londonish here, but I'm not a great fan. I like it for maybe a day, at a push a weekend, but not much more than that. Normally taking in a show and going to bars. I remember bars. 2. Let's have your second entertainment question and see how you get on with this. Which of these is the title of a stage show by TV and stage illusionist Derren Brown? Is it Messiah, Miracle, or Apocalypse?
This is going to be a guess. I don't think it's Apocalypse, because I think there's mostly because of the two M's in there. Messiah just feels very pretentious. I don't know if that would be too controversial. I remember some of them. I think there was a seance one, the one where he predicts the lottery and all that stuff. So between the two, Miracle is just so vague though. I don't know what you're doing in Apocalypse. Can't be Apocalypse just because I don't know what you do in a show. Probably blow up the entire world. I don't remember that happening. So Miracle or Messiah, two of the same things. But I guess, was the question television special or
Which of these is the title of a stage show by TV and stage illusionist Derren Brown?
No, see, I've seen none of the stage shows. I don't really know what going on TV. So I don't know, I'm thinking. Because I was starting to think there was a Messiah one. But
what are you going to go for?
It sounds like it's going to be more eye-catching to be Messiah than Miracle. It sounds too vague. But I don't know. 50-50 between the two M's. I'll go with Messiah.
You're going to go Messiah?
Go with Messiah.
If I focus on the right window. Prugs, are you a Derren Brown fan?
Yeah, I enjoy his stuff, but I don't follow him massively. But I think Apocalypse was the zombie breakout that they filmed at RAF Bentwater as a TV one.
Absolutely right. Yes, it was.
I think I can't quite place Messiah, but I think Miracle was the stage show where he used the theme of faith healing and stuff. So I think Miracle is the stage one, and Messiah must be a Channel 4 one.
You're quite right. Yes, Messiah was the other made-for-TV one, and Miracle was the stage show. There was a TV special called Miracles for Sale, but Apocalypse and Messiah, both TV specials, and Miracle, as Prugs pointed out, the faith healing episode, and that's 2-1. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Yes, that's the one time I saw him live as well in Miracle in Brighton. So, Prugs, a little bit of pressure off, and in fact, if you give me the correct answer to this, you send Toot out of the final. So,
that's quite
third question.
In itself.
Is it just? Take a look at this. Which adventure game won the 2017 BAFTA for Best Game? Was it What Remains of Edith Finch, Firewatch, or Horizon Zero Dawn?
No idea whatsoever. Quite literally, never heard of any of them. So this is a 1 in 3 chance of hitting the right answer. So there's no point dilly-dallying particularly. I'm going to plump for What Remains of Edith Finch, please.
What Remains of Edith Finch. Toot, do you know this one?
I don't know it, but I'd go with that. Well, I'd roll out Horizon Zero Dawn as an adventure game. It's more, more of an action-y sort of game. And I think what amazes Regis Finch was definitely a British production or co-British production, and you like it a lot, so you're more likely to put a question about it.
I do.
So
I do.
go for that one.
I also like Firewatch a lot. I've not played Horizon Zero Dawn. I believe all three of these were nominated for Best Game at the BAFTAs. Firewatch was the previous year, 2016, and Horizon Zero Dawn did indeed lose out to What Remains of Edith Finch. Proves a very, very good plump there. And that is the right answer, and that is game. And you have knocked Toot out of the fight. A fall from grace so fast, Toot.
That's who had Darren Brown. I've got a format I'm good at. Give me questions quickly. Give me 3 questions to think
Well,
about.
there's multiple choice and all this time to think about it. All you need is instant snappy
That's why
answers.
I told you we're going to start doing face-off. It's just like the fact you don't get time to second-guess yourself.
Well, Prugs, very many congratulations. You have booked your place in the final. And Toot, I'm afraid that is the end of the run for you. Let's go back to the studio.
Fair enough.
So, 2 of our Eggheads are through and just 1 of our challengers. Can we have an even battle? We're going to find out in just a second. Shapes and Claire left to choose between Cycle Space and Ape Minky for a spot in the final. And the category is music.
I'm so glad I'm not in the running for this.
Shapes, Claire, who's it going to be?
Would you like to take it, or would you like to be in
I
the
don't
final?
mind. I'm ambivalent on this one, so it's whatever you feel more strongly about.
Well, I can do music, so that would mean that you'd definitely be in the final, and there'd be a chance I'd be able to join as well.
Yeah.
Shall we do that then?
Yeah, go on then.
Shapes, you're going to take on music.
Good luck.
Yep.
Okie dokie. And who would you like to play? Either Cycle Space or Ape Minky are your options.
Well, given he nicked my category in going for gold last week, I'd like the return fixture against Ape, please.
Okay, let me see if I can load Ape Minky. No, that's Cycle Space. Let's try player 1. No, let's try player 3. No, let's try player 5. No, that's Oni again for some reason. Maybe it's 4. That says Ape Minky, but it might turn up as Oni. Not sure what's going on. I need to look into that.
Can I be Prugs, please, too?
I think you might end up being Oni because I've had to press button 4. We will find out, and I hope it doesn't break things when we get to the final. All other challenges and Eggheads, if you could mute your microphones, and Ape Minky and Shapes, let's go to the question room. There you go, you're Oni. For some reason. Shapes, would you like to go first or second?
Can I go first, please?
You may. So on the subject of music then, Shapes, for a spot in the final against Ape Minky, who isn't Oni, take a look at your first question. Who wrote The Marriage of Figaro? Is it Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, or Mozart?
Well, as a wise man once said, it's never Tchaikovsky. And it's not in this case. Now, I remember back in the days when TV scheduling seemed to be a hell of a lot more random than it used to be, seeing a several-part adaptation of this on BBC Two on Sunday afternoons sometime in the early 90s. And I didn't understand much of it, but it certainly grabbed my attention. And I'm pretty sure it's Mozart, because it's quite comical, and Beethoven was more of sort of composer of things on kind of grand, serious themes. So I'm going to go for Mozart.
You're going to go Mozart. Ape Minky, what do you think?
Yeah, that's where I would have gone to. I think Beethoven wasn't really known for operas and stuff like that, so Mozart feels right here.
Quite right. Beethoven only wrote 1 opera called Fidelio. Mozart wrote several operas, including The Marriage of Figaro. I'm not sure what you're getting at, Jers. Neither of these wrote The Marriage of Figaro. It definitely was written by Mozart. It's a whole non pientrei fa Falogna amoroso non te in the soil della belle da fare riposo.
I know where I've got it from now you've sung that.
And also, if you've seen Shawshank Redemption, the that's Marriage of Figaro as well.
It's from Rex the Runt, where Vince catches random Pavarotti disease.
Oh.
And uncontrollably bursts out with bits of the Figaro bit.
Oh, Pavarotti would never have sung that. Pavarotti was a tenor, and that's actually by Rossini from the Barber of Seville. Figaro, 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 Figaro.
I'm thinking of the wrong one. I've just completely
It's got
fluked
Figaro.
that one
The
there.
character name is the same, but different thing. And I appreciate your pedantry there, Jerzo1, and just give me a little minute to have a... And if it was an open question, you'd have a point, but it wasn't. It was multiple choice. So there we go. Right. Little musical interlude aside. 8Minky, who isn't Oni, it's time for your first music question. But before we do, I need to show off the lobby because I didn't do that at the end of the last game. So let's check out the scores there. It's slightly back out in front with 15. Samsa's on 14. Keshi and Clive on 13 apiece. Tips has got 12. Zeus on 11. Lupine and Topper and Cola and Ohei on 10. AB Me, Brand New Halo Car all on 9. Abster, J White, Tunatin on 8. Matt and Dante and Cetra on 7. Milk and Jerry both have 6. Ali Law has 4. Connor's got 2. Grafalo's got 1, and everyone else is yet to score. Was it Lorenzo De Ponte? Was it Chicanade? No, Chicanada did the Zauberflöte. I forget. Lorenzo De Ponte sounds about right. I know he did Don Giovanni, but it's been a while since I've studied my Mozart. Right, 8Minky, back we go. Time for a question on music. Have a look at this. In which country was Arnold Schoenberg born? Was it Hungary, Austria, or Germany?
Not even heard the name, and those are the 3 guesses I would have come up with on my own.
Oh dear.
So that does not help me. I feel I'm just going to go with the most exotic one. I'll go for Hungary for no other reason than it's not Austria or Germany.
Okay, let's lock in Hungary. Shapes, do you know this one?
Don't know for sure. I actually thought when I saw the question come up, he was American. But obviously he's not. I think it may be as sort of straightforward as it looks, and that he's German.
Well, between the two of you, you've got the perfect answer. I'm not sure if you're mixing it with Claude Michel Schoenberg, who wrote the score for Les Miserables, but Schoenberg was a pioneer of serialism and one of the people in the second Viennese school of music. He was, in fact, born in Austria. But there we go. All my A-level music is coming in useful, finally. So, Shapes, you're at advantage. It's 1-0 to you after a question each. Let's go on to your second question. On music, here it is. Which of these is not a member of One Direction? Is it Niall, Alex, or Liam?
Well, on a point of real pedantry at the moment, nobody's a member of One Direction.
Yes, possibly.
At present, anyway.
Okay, let me rephrase that question since I wrote it and I can do that, and shame on me for not catching it sooner. Which of these has never been a member of One Direction?
My niece will approve of me having made that intervention.
Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer?
So, yes, I think I do. Niall is Niall Horan, these days of solo renown. Liam is Liam Payne, who seems to be advertising some very strange virtual reality event put on by EE at the minute. Alex is just... Well, there has not been an Alex in One Direction at any point that I know of. So, Alex.
Ape, what do you reckon of Alex? What do you think of that?
Yeah, the other 3 are Zayn, I want to say Zayn Malik, Harry Styles, and Louis Tomlinson. Yeah, Alex is right.
Oh, your knowledge of boy bands is most impressive. Well done to you both. Alex is indeed the right answer. Very well done. So, 2-0. And 8Minky, you've got to give me this one right, or Shapes gets into the final, and you don't. Let's take a look at your second music question. Which was the second album released by the Beatles? Was it With the Beatles, Twist and Shout, or Please Please Me?
First one I don't recognize as a Beatles album title. I know I'm familiar with the other 2 as names, but I don't know what the order is. It's the problem. I feel Twist and Shout was kind of early on in their career when they were like kind of touring the States and that. Kind of had that nice rock and roll feel to them. So I'm probably going to lean that way. I'm trying to think Please Please Me. What songs I might associate with that, but I think it's another case of these are all words to me and I don't I'm not sure one way or the other. Let's go ahead and go for Twist and Shout, please.
You're going to play Twist and Shout?
Yeah.
Shapes, what do you reckon?
I only knew that the first one was the title of an album. The other two I only recognise as titles of singles. So I'd gone with the Beatles, but not on any more solid ground or reasoning than that.
Interesting. Well, I can tell you they are all album titles of the Beatles. There's album number 1, album number 2, and album number 5. Album number 1, as you may or may not know, is Please Please Me. Album number 5 was Twist and Shout. The correct answer was With the Beatles. It was indeed. And with that, after just 4 questions, 8Minky has been suitably spanked by the challenger.
Yeah, he picked the right stack, that's for sure. I knew his too, and I just had no clue on mine.
It's bad luck there. Bad luck, that's how it goes. But it does mean Shapes you into the final. 8Minky, sadly not. But let's bring you both back into the studio now. So, after 4 fiercely fought rounds, we have got 3 on each side. We've got Claire, We Like Shapes, and M. Clemson for the challengers. And we've got Proogs, Big Man Aaron, and Cycle Space for the Eggheads, if memory serves. And we'll find out what the avatars do. I've absolutely no idea how it's going to play out. But as you know, the final is on general knowledge. So if you haven't made it to the final, if you could mute yourselves now, there is the category. It's general knowledge, and the same rules apply, except you can have a bit of a chinwag about it now. Let's put the quiet people into the quiet room now. Well, it didn't crash, so that's a positive. Oh, has it? It's done it right. Weird game, gonna weird. It's just like, well done, game, well done. Nice to figure its way out of that. Challengers, M. Clemson, We Like Shapes, and Claire, you have, as ever, got the decision. Would you like the first set or the second set of general knowledge questions?
Anyone got a preference?
Let's go first.
Really? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
First set it shall be. Good luck. Okay, so once again, we'll get 3 multiple choice, and if we've still got a tie at the end, we'll start eating into the bank of 14 tiebreakers. Let's see how many we will need, if any of them. First question for you. The notorious prison camp Guantanamo Bay is located on which Caribbean island? And don't worry, Lobby, I haven't forgotten about you. We'll look at you after the first Egghead question. Options are Cuba, Puerto Rico, or Haiti?
It's Cuba, isn't
I
it?
think it's Cuba, yeah.
Cuba.
Because it's sort of directly across from Florida.
Yeah.
Going for Cuba? Okay, I'll lock it in.
Let's go for that.
Yeah.
Eggheads, they sound quite confident.
Well, Haiti's not even an island, is it? It's on Hispaniola.
Yeah, it's too far.
Indeed so. And Cuba is indeed the right answer. Challengers, you're 1 up. Very well played. So, Eggheads, coming over to you. Big Man Aaron, Cycle Space, and Proogs. Take a look at this. Which year saw the start of the French Revolution? Wow. So 1759, 1819, or 1789?
I've got in my mind that 1789 is towards the end of it, if not the end of it.
I think 1789 was the start of it. From second year history. I think the Bastille was stormed in 1789.
Okay.
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay, that's plausible. So does that mean it finished in 1819?
I don't think it lasted all that long. I think it was only about 4 or 5 years, from memory. I think it started in 1789 and ended about the mid-1790s. I think. I'm not entirely sure. But I'd be fairly sure it started in about 1780.
I've got 1789 in my head, so, and you say it was only a few years, at which point it must have been around that time.
1789, yeah.
Yeah, because if it was only a few years, it can't have been...
Can't have been any of the others,
The other ones are 30 years apart, so...
Yeah.
Should we go 1789 then? And not quibble over whether that's when it started or finished?
Yeah.
Sure. 1789, are we all happy with that?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Challengers, do you know this one?
I was trying to remember when Les Mis starts, because that's after the end of the Revolution, but that's as far as I got.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
They're absolutely right. And so you challenges 1789 was the year of the storming of the Bastille, 14th of July 1789, 10 years, 6 months and 4 days, finished 9th of November 1799, and it's 1 apiece. I said I'll go and have a look at the lobby at this point because I'm going at random moments. Samster ekes into the lead, 19, playing at top leads 18. Keshi, Lupine, Tipster, Clive all on 15. AB Me, Topper, Cola, O'Hay all on 13. Brand new Halo cars, Zeus, Jay White on 12, Adster, Tunatin. I once called you Tina Turner then, that's not your name. Tunatin on 11. Cetra, Matt, Jerry Eris on 9. Milklight's got 8. Dante on 7, Ali Law on 4, Gruffalo on 3, Connor's got 2, and everyone else yet to score. It's nice to see such a disparity of scores, actually. I think it means the questions are picked quite well, and I'll take that as a win. Right, coming in to the challengers for their second question, take a look at this. The movie Sleepy Hollow took its name from the novel The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. By which author? Was it Jack London, Washington Irving, or Bram Stoker?
It was Washington Irving, I'm pretty sure.
You sound quite sure.
I've been to Tarrytown where he lived and is based around Sleepy Hollow. It's Washington Irving.
You're going to play Washington Irving?
Happy to go with that.
Yeah.
Eggheads, do you know?
No, not from me.
I think it's Washington Irving. But when Jack London I panicked.
Yeah, Jack London wrote Call of the Wild, Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, Washington Irving did indeed write The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And with that, the challengers go 2-1 up. So Eggheads, pressure back on you 3. Big Man Aaron, Cyclespace and Proogs, take a look at this. Solveig's Song and Anitra's Dance are movements from which larger work by Edvard Grieg? Is it from Holberg's Time, Sigurd Jorsalfar, or Peer Gynt?
Peer Gynt is from Grieg. I don't know the other two.
I don't know the other two are.
I'm presuming that we've been given 3 Greek pieces here, really, actually.
Presume so, yeah.
I mean, Peer Gynt, Hall of the Mountain King is sort of the famous bit from that, as it were, or the most recognisable bit. But
yeah,
that was written.
Vague
Feeling. That's based on a poem by somebody, and I can't remember who it was based on.
Okay.
But I don't know the other two, and I don't recognise. Can you repeat the names of the songs, please?
Yeah, Solveig's Song and Anitra's Dance are movements from which larger work by Edvard Grieg?
I mean,
the only other one I vaguely recognise is from Holberg's Time, and I don't know where I recognise that from.
Okay.
I've certainly never heard of those two pieces.
I mean, the thing is, they're all sort of generally Scandinavian in theme by nature, aren't they? So,
unfortunately, yes.
For me, if I was facing this on my own, it'd be a bit of a stab in the dark as to whether it was being double bluffed into Peer Gynt or one that I've never heard of. So, I'd probably go with Peer Gynt just because I've heard of it, but I have nothing else to base it on.
Yeah,
I have no idea either way, so
I would
go for the double bluff, then, yeah.
We're going to go Peer Gynt, are we?
It's actually a bit of a dice roll for us all, I think, but we'll go Peer Gynt.
Go for it.
Yes.
Challengers, do you know this one?
I haven't the foggiest.
My knowledge is basically the same as the Eggheads. I knew that Peer Gynt was one of his works, and I'd not heard the other two.
Well, I can tell you, they are all indeed by Grieg. They are all suites by Grieg. Peer Gynt, Sigurd Jorsalfar, and from Holberg's Time, more colloquially known as the Holberg Suite, in fact. But the Holberg Suite is generally, it was originally written for piano solo and later orchestrated. Anitra's Dance, Solveig's Song, The Death of Asa, and indeed The Hall of the Mountain King, and Morning, or Morning Mood, are all indeed from Peer Gynt. Very well played, Eggheads. So it's 2 apiece, and challengers, pressure coming right back on you here as we go into your final question ahead of sudden death. What do you make of this? Which political organisation was founded by Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton? Was it the Black Panther Party, the George Jackson Brigade, or the Black Liberation Army?
The silence, I think, speaks volumes.
Silence.
Yeah.
Absolute stony silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sort of waiting to see who wanted to go first.
Okay. So I haven't heard of these individuals, but the only party I've heard of, I'm aware of, is the Black Panther Party. Out of those three, as in that's the most.
Could you remind us of the names, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Which political organisation was founded by Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton? Huey P. Newton.
I mean, what I know is pretty much identical to what Claire just said that she knows. So, like, the only one of those that I knew as an organisation is the Black Panthers, which doesn't mean to say the other two are not organisations, but
It's just it seems to be might be the biggest of them.
the sort of standout.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're all pro-African American groups, given Black Panther and Black Liberation Army.
Yeah.
But I can't be sure.
What do we think? What do we think, challengers? What are we going to go for?
Shall we go for Black Panther?
Yeah.
It's the only one we know is real. I'm sure they're all real, but it's the only one we've heard of. So
It's the one whose renown has made it as far as us.
yes, that's fair, I suppose.
So we're going Black Panther Party.
Everyone
Yes,
happy with
I
that?
think so.
And to make a note about the
Happy as I can be. Yeah.
Eggheads, do you know this one?
No.
Nope.
No, okay, cool. Well, good chat.
This is a learning opportunity for everybody.
Absolutely. Again, much like with the Edvard Grieg question to the Eggheads just a minute ago, these are all indeed real parties and all actually sprang out of the same sort of area of civil rights and such like, of varying degrees of extremity. The reason this came to my attention was because it featured in the film The Trial of the Chicago 7, which we watched a couple of weeks ago now, and got nominated for an Oscar recently but didn't win. And I can tell you that Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton were the founders of probably the biggest and the one that you'd heard of, the Black Panther Party. Very well played. So, you're 3 for 3. Very well done, challengers. So pressure now on the Eggheads to find this last answer. If they do, we go to sudden death. If not, then the challengers win and become the new Eggheads. So, Eggheads, to stay on the left-hand side of the screen for at least another episode, have a look at this. In 1927, Charles Lindbergh made the first solo non-stop flight across which body of water? Is it the North Sea, the English Channel, or the Atlantic Ocean?
I
don't think it's a channel. I think that was done before that.
I think it's the Atlantic.
So do I.
The Atlantic, yeah.
The North. You don't hear about the crossing of the North Sea records.
You don't
either.
really hear that, no. And I think the channel was before 1997.
Yeah. Because what did Amelia Earhart do? Was she the channel or? Anyway.
Did she go around the world or something?
Oh yeah, but anyway, so she was a pioneer.
Yeah.
But my gut feeling is saying Atlantic.
So was mine. And before the answers come up, I was thought.
Shall we go with that then?
Yep.
Okay, we're going Atlantic, please.
Atlantic. Challengers, do you know this one?
Yeah.
I thought it was Atlantic.
Yeah.
I had it come up in a was playing the Millionaire app the other day, and it was
came up there.
The name of the plane the question was
wow.
asking about came up.
That's a tricky question.
It's
Well,
the-
you
What was the
are
name of the place?
You are all absolutely right. It was the Atlantic Ocean. Very well done, Eggheads. You have survived, and we're 3 apiece. So that means we go to sudden death, and we can have a maximum of 7 exchanges before the game breaks because I've run out of questions. But there's no multiple choice here. So do ponder them carefully, and it's the first one to go 1 up will be the winner. So, challengers, first of all, and just before we go to your question, let's just show the lobby. Yes, I can do that from here. Oh, Samson's starting to pull away a little bit here. 23 plays 20 with it's Otley on 20 there. Keshi Head tips to Clive all on 19. Lupine Cola got 17 apiece. AB Me's got 16. Brand new Halo and Ohei and JY all on 15. I'll just do the top row for now. But it's sudden death, so now you do need a full answer lobby in sudden death. You can still play along, but a full answer. It's got the alternative recommendations in case things don't get through. I can't condone spelling errors on this because I don't see it, but because it's largely a verbal game. So do type carefully, and we'll go into our first general knowledge question for our challenges. Which fruit takes the scientific name Mangifera indica?
Oh, hang on. Was it? I think I've spotted it.
Well, it starts with the first 4 letters of mango.
Yes.
I was trying to ignore that because that looked too tempting.
Well,
But then I think that second part means Indian.
okay.
And the really, really good mangoes, my landlady, who's from India, say the Alphonse ones that come from over there, they're sort of much sweeter than the ones you get in the supermarkets here. So it
Okay.
makes sense to be mango.
Yeah.
That sounds like an excellent bit of logic.
Yep.
We're going
That's a
mango,
follow.
are we?
Yes, please.
Eggheads, what do you think? Do you think they're right with mango?
It seems plausible. I would have guessed mango as well. I think.
Well, let's see if I can remember which button to press. I think I just press progress gameplay. No, I don't. I just press whether it's right or wrong. The computer is telling me, on the side here, that Mangifera indica is the mango. Very well done. Giving me the correct answer, and I pressed the tick button rather than the progress gameplay button. And advantage with you, and pressure back on these Eggheads for their first tiebreaker question. Eggheads, have a look at this. Which US president appears on the $50 bill?
Great.
We need Abe here.
What American is in the back? He can't say anything.
Well,
Not Lincoln, I don't think.
No, because I don't think
No.
Lincoln. Is Washington likely to be on it?
Is he the $1?
Well, this is the thing.
Is
I
he
don't
the
know.
first or something? Yeah.
That seems plausible. Would they have numbered their presidents, the dollars based on that?
I don't really know. All I know is
It's not
Benjamin
sim-
Franklin's in 100, and that's of no use here.
Do we need to come up with some candidates then?
Right, yeah.
Andrew Jackson.
So what president is good stuff? You'd be saying.
But it's not likely to be one of the, I'll say, modern ones, is it? Because
No, because all money would be.
it'll be one of the ancient ones.
Is it though? Yeah.
Ancient, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Relatively speaking.
Eisenhower, Andrew Jackson. Not sure.
I think Eisenhower would be too recent, wouldn't he?
I'd play him further back, I reckon, maybe.
What are we going to go for, Eggheads? I'm going to just slightly press you for an answer.
Oh gosh, no.
I mean, do we think Washington's likely to be on the $1?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I mean, he's a big president, as it were, but
Yes, one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's not Lincoln, and my knowledge stops there on it.
okay. Well, should we stab at Washington if we're being told to wind up?
Yeah.
The director in your ear. What are you going for? Washington? George
Yeah.
Washington?
We're going Washington, please.
I
Yeah.
think Washington, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Challengers, any inkling on this?
No idea.
Nope. Not really.
Equally no idea. In which case, I will invite 8 Minky to unmute just for a minute and tell everyone.
Oh no.
Are your fellow teammates, are they right or are they wrong?
Washington is on our $1 bill.
Yeah.
And I think you said a couple other names. Andrew Jackson's on the 20. I don't remember what other names you might have said, but yeah, it's not Washington on the 50.
Do you know who it is? Because actually, it's a name none of you have said.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Ulysses S. Grant.
It is Ulysses S. Grant.
Wow. Okay.
And just like that, for the second game of Eggheads in a row, the Eggheads have been defeated. The challengers are the winners and will become the new Eggheads, which means, challengers, you've won.
Well done, challengers.
Well done.
Well done.
Great job, lads.
Good game.
Excellent game.
Oh, what a good game of Eggheads. I really enjoyed that. That was a tense game. It lasted a little longer than I thought it would, but that was really exciting. Genuinely, really good fun. Well, commiserations to our Eggheads on their first appearance as the Eggheads. Second appearance on the show, but we've got some new Eggheads now that you have been bested. Oh, Eggheads, I'm so sorry.
You know
I didn't know if I
that
could
that
sleep
one
now.
question: who's buried in Grant's tomb? His team. Team is now buried in Grant's tomb.
In Grant's tomb, indeed. Well, commiserations to you, Egghead. It was a short appearance, but a memorable one, and I hope you've enjoyed yourselves all the same. And our challengers, very well done. M. Clemson, now cut that out. Shadowmane, We Like Shapes, and Claire, congratulations. You are now the new Eggheads with your first victory there. Well done. How are you feeling?
Exhausted.
They cut it into half an hour on the TV, don't they?
Oh, I'm over the moon, even though I couldn't do much.
Well, you are victorious, and it does mean that when we next play this game, which, just FYI, is scheduled for the 25th of May, so it's now the fourth Tuesday of the month we play Eggheads. Do check the What's On channel of the Discord for the details. But if you would like to come back on the 25th of May, we would love to have you in the Egghead seats and see if you can take on a new set of challengers. But for now, I shall bid you adieu and goodbye, and congratulations once again to the challengers.
Cool. Cheers, Ben.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Ben.
Goodbye.
Thanks
Yeah,
for a
well
fun
done.
game.
Thanks.
So I'm just going to deafen myself and let the guys head out to the exit. I'll just switch off the OBS as well. And just before we finish, of course, we need to see the lobby game. Who won in our lobby? If I focus on the right screen. Out of nowhere, Tipster has come to win the game. That might be because there are 3 points a question on the tiebreakers, possibly. I forgot to mention that. I should have mentioned that. Yes, you get 3 points for answering the tiebreakers, which means Tipster, you are the winner of the lobby game. Very, very well done to you. And you know what? It's my economy. I can do what I like. I am going to give out a miscellaneous penny to winners of the lobby of Eggheads. It doesn't have its own bespoke category, so it'll just be a misc penny. But we're going to go add misc T1 pster. I think that's fair. Winning the lobby game, it's equal opportunities for everyone, apart from the people in the seats, of course. But they get a leaderboard opportunity there. So good game, Tipster. It's the start of season 4. Have a miscellaneous penny. Yay, yay, yay. Other scores there, it's Sotley 23, in and out of the lead for a lot of it, tying up with Samster also on 23, Coda with 20, Keshi, Clive on 19, Lupine, Carr, Topper all on 17, AB, me and Zeus on 16. Brand new Halo, JY, Ohei on 15, Adster and Scepter on 12, Jerry, Tunatin on 11, Milklight getting 10, Matt getting 9, Dante getting 7, Ali Law getting 4, Grafalo on 3, Connor finishing on 2, Melodnik, Lewis T, Innes, Jack Wilfred, Diamond Ninja and Jay Turner not quite getting started, but they may have just been watching after the fact, so not Mango with a capital M or something. No, it should have accepted Mango. In fact, it shouldn't, if there was a problem with spelling, it shouldn't. Did you not get yours for Mango either? That's very strange. I will look into that because Mango was definitely down as the answer. It was Mango with a capital M, but it shouldn't pass anything to do with uppercase, lowercase. It should ignore it. The capital M Mango, you didn't get it either with the capital M. Oh! How very strange. I will investigate. I will investigate. I will look into what's going on there. It's probably just a small oversight, so apologies if you did get Mango and it's not giving you the answer. But Tipser getting himself a miscellaneous penny right there, which is lovely. So, Eggheads will return on Tuesday the 25th of May. Coming up after the break, we're going to have at least one game, maybe 2 games, depending on the length of the code. I would ask if perhaps our Eggheads and challengers who've had a chance in the voice game tonight already, if you join the lobby, if you could self-exclude, just to give someone else a chance to come in to do the voice game for the code, that would be really lovely. The jackpot of the code is now up to 5,000 points, not pennies, but points. And again, I might do a miscellaneous penny if we have a decent length game of the code. But now cut that out. Shadowmane and Clemson, We Like Shapes and Claire will be back, we hope, to defend their title on the 25th of May with 5 new challengers to take them on. Can they be beaten? £2,000. Oh, it'll be 1,000 because it's new ones. It'll be £1,000 of fake money and glory says that they can't. Goodbye. And don't go away, because right after the break there'll be more quizzing action with the code.
Ce vrei cu mine? Ori sunt păcat, ori sunt icoană, pot fi balsam pentru rană, naivă și seducătoare, o lacrimă, dar și iertare. Drumul meu urcă și coboară, la tine zi, la mine seara. Bate, ascult, ba nu aud, tu mă iubești așa cum tu. Sau rămâi cu mine, sau rămâi cu bine, poate nu-ți convine, nimeni nu te ține. Sau rămâi cu mine, sau rămâi cu bine, poate nu-ți convine, nimeni nu te ține. Sau rămâi cu mine, sau rămâi cu bine, poate nu-ți convine, nimeni nu te ține. Sau rămâi cu mine, sau rămâi cu bine, poate nu-ți convine, nimeni nu te ține. Ce vrei cu mine?
Welcome back, and welcome to The Code. I am now outside of the game. Sorry about the slight pause after the music. I always forget just before I press the play button. Oh, I've got no built-in camera on this one. I need to go and switch the camera on in OBS. So, it's time for The Code. All the answers to this game are given to you in advance, but can you sort out the truth from the fiction, or the fact from the fiction? That would have been a better thing to say. The fact from the fiction. And if you can, you could win a big prize. And if you can go on to crack the code as well. Teams are randomly generated. There will either be 1, 2, or 3 people on the team as picked by the computer. And it is up to you to find the right answers, as with most quiz games. That is the nature of it. Once again, can I ask that if you were just in the hot seat game of The Code, that by all means, please do join the lobby, but perhaps if you could self-exclude for this game with the exclamation mark exclude command, as Nicky is saying, just as a courtesy to other people, give other people a chance to get on the microphone. But if you do want to come and play this game, you do need to have a microphone and be a member of the Discord, which you can go and join right there if you're not a member of already. So, The Code. Everything else I'll explain as we go if you don't know how to play. For now, let's open the lobby. Oh, this is really quiet. Is it me or is it really, really, really quiet? The looping thing is as high as it will go. Well, it's on 1. Yeah, it is pretty quiet. I think I'm going to have to edit the where was it? Loop. Long beep. It's a lot quieter than the soundtrack for Eggheads, this game. I can say that for nothing. So, again, this lobby game is multiple choice. You have to tell me what the correct answer is, or what the true answer is, I should say, A, B, or C. Again, it's whispered to Persephone's Twitch bot. You'll get a few seconds before the hot seat players start deliberations, either with me or as their team, and then they give their answer in. You get 2 sets of points on this game. The first column is for the number of correct answers. The second column is for the number of digits that you have found in the code, which is the lobby code you are using to enter now. And I'm hoping that this works, because it's got a slightly different lobby implementation from the other games. So with respect to the penny system, it should still work, but we'll see, I guess. Hopefully it won't break the game or crash it out. But do pop yourselves in if you want to come and play. And a reminder that you must have a microphone and membership of the server if you would like to come and play the hot seat game. But you can just play along in the lobby game for fun. Let me just look at the exclusion list. Is that central control? Oh yes, we've got in fact, more than half the players have excluded, actually, which is good to see, because I suppose there's been 10 players in the game we've just had. So, yeah, 31 in the lobby, 19 of them have excluded and are playing just the lobby games. Thank you very much for your good sportsmanship in sharing, if you like. So there's a little pad. So the chat that's going on in suggestions, by the way, about changing the names a different colour, it's slightly more complicated than you might imagine, based on how I've built it. It's not impossible, but if you think all of these names, don't think of it as 31 names, think of it as one text mesh. That doesn't mean I can't change the colour, but that's the sort of similar to how Eggheads works. And so once names are in, it becomes a little bit awkward and fiddly. Not impossible, but I think it's relatively minor gain for, relatively... a relatively large amount of work for relatively minor gain, I think, is what I'm getting at here. And as I've just noted in suggestions, I think I prefer to have a ping back from the bot that says you are already in the you are already excluded from the game, you are already on the exclusion list. Would be an easier way of doing it, I think, personally. And I'm not just saying that because it's one less thing for me to do. But anyway, 31 of you in the lobby. Let's pick our players. The current jackpot is 5,000. I have remembered to put it up. That goes up by 500 every time someone fails to crack the code. It's 9:30. We've got time for probably one longer game or maybe 2 shorter ones. We'll see what happens. Right. I think that's about it. So let's find out who our first set of players are going to be tonight. It's Tina 3, and we've got Cola, we've got Cetra, and we've got Itzotli. So Cola, Cetra, and Itzotli, if you could make your ways towards the green room, that would be just grand. And we will set your code. And there's your code set. We'll just wait for Cetra to get here. I'm still sharing the screen, so let me undeafen. I've already unmuted there, which is grand. Hate Minky says he's smelling a jackpot here. Maybe. I really must at some point, that's on the never-ending to-do list, add the leaderboards from the classic games into the app as well, because at the moment it's just pennies, just the penny side, which are mainly for the originals, because we don't have penny wins for the classic games, because the classic games predominantly end up, generally not all, but generally end up being more hot seat focused with the lobby as the sort of extra thing on the top, whereas the original games are generally, again not always, but generally more mass multiplayer. So although that might be about to change at some point in the future, near future. Right, we've got Cetra and Cola and Itzotli. Let's bring them into the broadcast studio. To all three of you, good evening and welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely to have you all here. Have we got Cetra? Cetra? Cetra, are you here? Cetra's obviously having microphone issues, so hopefully we'll get Cetra at some point in the not too distant future. Have you played the code before, Itzotli and Cola?
I have, yeah.
Cola has?
I've not been in hot seat.
Not in the hot seat, right. Well, could be a first, well, it is a first time for at least one of you. I have a feeling Cetra has been here before in the hot seat. But yeah, 5,000 is a jackpot. You all know the rules of play?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rightio. Well, what I would ask again is, because you're a team of three, of course you're going to want to discuss stuff, but what I would ask is that after the question has been revealed, let the lobby have their chance to answer the first 20 seconds of the game before you start your discussions proper. And hopefully Cetra will be with us in just a second.
Hope so. We did hear them in the green room.
Okay. Oh, Cetra. Have we got Cetra? Have we got a Cetra now?
We got a Cetra now.
There we are. Hello.
Hello.
Lovely to have you with us, and well done for making it in. Let's get this game underway, and lobby game is largely A, B or C in this game, whispered to Persephone's Twitch bot, apart from in the third round when it's T for true or blank for false, but we'll get there when we get there. So, if you're ready, let's take a look at our first board. Options are, I want to break free, Blueberry, The Hobbit. So I'll reveal all three questions. I'll then give it over to the Twitch lobby for 20 seconds, and then you may begin your deliberations. As per the new system, it's been a while since we played the code, but the new system now clubs together the boards from all the same authors, so there might be some theming amongst these boards. Let's take a look at these questions. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see is a lyric from which famous Queen song? A Jaffa cake comprised of a base covered in chocolate. Sorry, a Jaffa cake is a cake comprised of a base covered in chocolate with which traditional flavoured jelly? And question number C. In which film or book series would you find The Shire? This is your opening board. Twitch lobby, 20 seconds. Which is correct, A, B or C? Your time starts now. So, if you think open your eyes, look up to the skies and see is a lyric from I Want to Break Free, you need to whisper A. If you think a Jaffa cake is comprised of a cake base and has a blueberry flavoured jelly, it's B. And if you think you'll find The Shire in The Hobbit, you need to type C. That's your time up, Twitch lobby. Hot seat players, over to you. What do you think?
What do you think, guys?
Hobbit, isn't it?
Yeah, are you happy with that, Cetra?
With what?
The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Bohemian Rhapsody is the first one. Orange is the second one.
Yeah, then Orange second, yeah.
Would you like to lock in C then?
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
please.
okay. It's locked in. Let's take a look. Computer. Is C the correct answer? Of course it is. Nice, easy start for you there. Just Drew, Dave, Tom, Shadowmane, and Tunitin missing out there. Maybe ran out of time. Maybe didn't get the right answer. But yes, C, The Hobbit is the correct answer. And it sounded like you were well on the way towards those other answers as well. What did you What did you say? A was open your eyes, look up to the skies, and C was
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
certainly was. And a Jaffa cake, you would not get blueberry. You'd get
Orange.
Orange. Yes, you would. So, good start. And you get the first opportunity to look for a digit in your code. So, any preferences on where you're going to start? There are no repeated digits in your code. So, digits 1 or 0 to 9 are unique would be unique. They're not repeated. So, where are we going to start?
Would you like to pick it, Sotley?
Yeah.
We're just taking turns.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way of doing it. Let's go 6.
Starting off with a 6. Let's see. Is there a 6 in your code? And yes, it's a cake. Let's not have this. Isn't even a debate, chat. It is not. It's not a biscuit. It is a cake. It just is. For tax purposes, but it is a cake, not a biscuit. Not a 6 in the first box, chaps. How about in the second? Let's have a look. Nothing there either. Only a 1 in. Well, just under 1 in 3 at the moment. But is it in box 3? No. So, no drama. We don't really want to progress too quickly in this game because, of course, the game gets more difficult. So, that's the end of the first board. Let's go on to board number 2. Options are Camberwick Green, Moose, or Jets. Let's have a look at the questions that go with those answers. Question number A. What is the signature tune of the Archers? Question number B. What is the national animal of Canada? And question number C. Which gang does Tony lead in West Side Story? Thank you to Takeshi Head for these questions. A, B or C, Twitch lobby, 20 seconds. Your time starts now. If you think the signature tune, and I'm aware there's no question mark on the end of that, it's not a trick question. If you think the signature tune of the Archers is Camberwick Green, type A. If you think the national animal of Canada is the Moose, type B. And if you think that the gang Tony leads in West Side Story is the Jet, type C. That's your time up. Hot seaters, what do you think? Yes, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, yes, typos happen from time to time. Occasionally things sneak through. If we could maybe not just sort of all point at the typos, that's not really the sole point of what we're here for. That would be really good. Let's be kind to people. That would be nice, and not shame them for typos. I would be grateful. I thank you, and I love you all. Back to you, hot seat players.
Can anyone rule any of these out?
I think I can roll A out. Camberwick Green is an old kids' TV show. It's like trumped in its puppets.
Yeah, it had Wendy Miller in and stuff. I think that one's Barwick Green, the signature tune of the Archers. Now, the national animal of Canada, I thought they had 2, and it was the moose and the beaver, but I might be wrong.
The beaver was coming to my mind as well.
Do you know anything about West Side Story?
I know the gangs are the Jets and the Sharks, but I don't know beyond that who leads what.
I can confirm, just to, and this is not giving anything away, that Canada only has 1 official national animal.
Okay.
I'm not saying what it is, but it has only got 1 official one. Be quiet, microphone lady in my ear. Sorry, I don't use the microphone on my headset, and she talks to me when I accidentally press the button. As you were. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Mace.
No. God, no one talk to Megan like that. That would be terrible. No, there's a microphone lady in my ear, and I press them, and she goes, mic on, mic off, in a really sexy voice. But it's quite distracting because I've got the headset on quite loud at the moment. Sorry, back to you guys.
Cetra, any thoughts?
I'll tell you in a minute.
I thought that B is either moose or beaver, but that's pretty much all I got in here.
Yeah. If we had to go one way on that, would you go beaver?
The fact that we've all independently thought beaver,
Yeah.
there must be something in that.
Okay. So that would mean that C would be the right answer, yeah?
Yeah, the thing is,
Sure.
C's basically down to 250. It's a 50-50 split because the gangs are the Jets and the Sharks.
Yeah.
But who leads what gang? I don't know.
No, but we don't think... We know A is wrong, and we think B is wrong. So let's go C, yeah?
There's logic to that, yeah. Agreed.
Cetra?
Yes.
Okay, we'll lock in C. Jets. Only one person can tell us the right answer, and that's the computer, not the sexy microphone lady in my ear, but the computer from the game. Computer, is C the correct answer? Certainly is. Good logic there. So you were talking about the signature tune of the Archers, not Camberwick Green. What did you say it might be?
It's Barwick Green, I think.
Oh, crap. Wrong button. Barwick Green is the right answer. I've got to stop pressing the wrong button. I've got so many buttons on this setup. Hopefully that won't break it. We'll find out. And as to B, the national animal of Canada, Yeah, you're all sort of leaning towards beaver. Which is the right answer. Very, very well done. So, another chance to look for a number in your code. Lots of players on 2 correct in the lobby game as well, which is nice to see. What's it going to be then in your code search? Not a 6, but 9 other numbers up there, so it's now a 1 in 3 chance of finding them.
Cetra, would you like to pick this time?
I feel like let's keep the symmetry and look for a 4.
Keeping with the symmetry, looking for a 4. Is there a 4 in your code? First box. Aha! Ooh. First box, and only the second board, and you have found the first digit of your code. Your code begins with a 4, and now we've got a bit of differential in the lobby. Big Man Aaron, Lingomaniac, Matt the Ref, and Zeus are in the lead with 2 questions correct and 1 digit in their code. Incidentally, in the code, in the lobby game, the code digits don't have to be in the right order. They can be in any order you like, and to get them, which is why Lingomaniac and Zeus have also got a point, even though they put 4 in the second position. Very well done. The game's going to get a little bit harder for you guys now, but you're 1 step closer to cracking the code. Let's go on to board number 3. Options are George Gershwin, horse racing, circle line. You can only see 2 of the questions before you have to make a decision. So, based on those options, which would you like to look at? Try and keep the spoilery chat to a minimum, because obviously the lobby have still got to play. So if you decide the 2, we'll then give it to the lobby, and then you can talk after that.
The one I don't like is George Gershwin, but that's just me.
That's the host option.
I feel I'd be quite reasonably confident on the other 2. Possibly.
Do you want to go for, I don't know, I think, I've probably been most confident with horse racing, and I feel I could not.
Any thoughts, Cetra?
Personally, I would leave the horse racing one away, but that's just me.
I think that, well, okay.
Code 97 lobby if you want a bonus penny.
Do we have to pick 2 now, yes, Ben?
You have to pick 2 now. I will show you 2 questions and then give it to the Twitch audience, and then you can discuss more at length and in detail. But which 2 are you going to see? George Gershwin, horse racing, circle line. You must pick 2 of 3.
It's oddly, and I feel more confident with the horse racing one, Cetra. Can we go for the bottom 2? With nothing better to do?
Why not?
Okay. B and C it shall be. Horse racing and circle line. I will reveal those questions. And then Twitch lobby, you'll have 20 seconds to submit an answer. It might be A, it might be B or C, but you won't be able to see the question for A, and you need to make a decision based on what you can. Question number B. If Skurlow Champ means anything to you, in which sport would you be interested? Is B. And question C. On a London Underground map, which line is coloured red? Twitch audience, is it A, B or C? Whisper your answers starting now. So, we don't know what the question connected to George Gershwin is, but if you think B, Skurlow's Champ is not related to horse racing, and if you think the circle line is not red, then you might want to go with A. But if you do think either of those, it's B or C. There's your time up. And Hot Seaters, we're with you. What do you think?
Okay, well, I can rule out C. The circle line, I'm 99% sure is yellow.
Yeah, that went how I thought it was going to go. Yeah, I want you on the colour, but I know it's not red. Because red goes out into sticks.
Red is central, isn't it?
Art into sticks?
I'm from the north.
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so we're thinking not C. What about B? Skurlow Champ.
Skurlow Champ means nothing to me as a racehorse. And in fact, I think the name might even be too long to be a racehorse.
Oh, I didn't realise there was a limit. I've never heard of Skurlow Champ, and I hear enough passing thing on horse
Yeah.
racing for it to
Yeah.
have come at some point.
If that is meant to be a famous horse, then I don't believe that it is.
Yeah.
Okay, what else could it be though?
Well, yeah, it's not a race. I don't thought because I'm trying to think of famous races that I know of, and I've never heard the word Skurlock. I've never heard of that.
No. I'm leaning towards A.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that. I mean, we've definitely ruled out C.
Yeah.
And I've never heard of B, and I presume you've never heard of B either.
No.
Etc. Are you thinking anything?
Well, I'm pretty sure Circle Line is not red.
No, it's yellow.
But B doesn't really make sense to me either.
Okay,
So,
you happy to go
based
A?
on that, do you want to? You're leaning towards A as a team. Shall we lock in A?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Without seeing it, okay. Let's lock in A. So, obviously we've got to reveal the question now, and then we'll see if you feel happier or less happy about it. Question A was, who wrote Rhapsody in Blue?
Oh,
I feel
pretty sure it's Gershwin.
Yeah.
Well, we're locked in now, so let's find out. Computer, is the correct answer A? Of course it is, yes. I've lost track of how many times I've played Rhapsody in Blue. It's quite a few, though. It is a good piece of music, and it is by George Gershwin. Now, London Underground map, Circle Line. You were very quick to suggest it might be yellow rather than red. What are you expecting to see, the one that goes all the way out there, as it softly said? What do you think C might be?
Central, isn't it? It's the other C one.
Oh, I mean, I could be wrong. I thought it was the one that went out Heathrow way, but I don't know what they're all called. Yeah, we'll go Central. I don't know.
Tis the Central. You don't need to get it now. It's just out of curiosity. Yes, tis the Central line. Northern line is black. Victoria line is light blue. The District line is green. Piccadilly line is dark blue. Victoria's light blue. I don't know. My London Underground is not great, but yes, Central line would have been red. Now, Skurlock Champ, it's what you were saying. You don't think it's a race. I can say it is a race, and it's a race involving animals, just not horses.
Dogs?
If you're a fan of Skurlock Champ, it would be greyhound racing, absolutely. So, a little bit academic at this point, because you did get the correct answer. We've got 4 players, no, we've got a lot more than 4 players with 3 right, but we've got 3 players, I beg your pardon, Zeus, Matt and Big Man Aaron, who are 3 for 3 with 1 digit in their code. So let's see if we can change that by finding a second digit. There's no, you found a 4, and we've dismissed 6. 8 left to choose from. I believe, Kohler, it's your turn to pick.
Take the 0, please.
Going down the bottom, still got a little bit of symmetry going on here. Let's see, is there a 0 in your code? Of course, only 2 more boxes to look in now. Starting with the second. No 0 there. How about in the third? Alas, not to be. So the gameplay level stays where it is. You get to see 2 questions before you must make a decision. That's the end of board number 3. Let's go on to board number 4. And yes, rip to the 420 dream, indeed so. Options are Post Dam, Right, and Sale of the Century. Which are you going to have a look at? You get to choose 2.
Potsdam must be a geography question.
Oh, it's Potsdam.
Yeah.
Did I say Potsdam? I think I said Potsdam. Potsdam is what I meant.
Right could really be anything.
Yeah.
Sale of the Century is a quiz show question.
Sale of the Century is a quiz show question, yeah. So, I'd be inclined to go Potsdam and Sale of the Century, because Right's too vague to be anything.
Yeah, I'm with you, etc.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
It's always the strategy in this game. If you've got an answer that's vague, I often wonder, are you better to see the answer or the question, or are you better to not see the question? But it's one of those good... I'm sure someone who's better at game theory will be able to tell me the correct answer. But for now, let's take a look at question number A and question number C. Question A. Scheduled to open in November 2020, what is the name of the planned main airport for Berlin? Not sure whether it did open in November 2020. This question obviously written before November 2020, but we'll get a fact check running on that to make sure the question does still stand up. And question number C. In which TV game show is the final game where the contestant can win a number of big prizes known as the Showcase Showdown? Those are your questions, and you've got to make a decision based just on those two. Twitch audience, 20 seconds, and your time starts now. Remember, you don't get to see question number B. You've got to make a decision. Do you think A is true? Or do you think C is true? If you think neither of those are true, then you might want to go with B. Get your answers into Persephone's Twitch bot. And that is your time up. So, gents, what do we think?
Well,
It's not C.
yeah, because C is the Price is Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Potsdam, that feels more Dutch to me. I don't know whether
I think it is a German city, but I don't know.
No, I think it's not that far from Berlin, actually.
Oh.
But is there an air? Is there an airport there?
Yeah, also, it could have opened earlier, just theoretically.
So,
just whenever, just probably not November 2020.
I don't think we'd be given one where because there has to be a correct answer to this.
Yeah.
Right.
So something has got to be the correct answer. So if it isn't Potsdam, what is it?
I mean, I've never been to Berlin, but yeah, I've not clue. But Potsdam sounds more Dutch, but I know my Dutch airports, and I don't recognise the name. And given that Cedric said that Potsdam is near Berlin,
Yeah.
it could be leading that way.
Okay.
I mean, that's just a thing. There's no way we can guess how number
No.
B is going to go.
No. So Potsdam is next to Berlin, so it's probably the place where they've had an airport opened. Is that what we're saying?
Sounds good a reason as any.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want us to lock in A, Potsdam?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, let's lock it in. So, of course, we need to reveal question number B and see what is going on behind there and what belongs with the right question. Question B. In the Reddit logo, the antenna of the alien Snoo points in which direction as you look at it?
No idea.
We're not Redditors. Well,
I am, but I've not spent enough time looking at the logo.
No, that's fair enough. Well, let's have a look. Computer, we've gone for A. B is not giving us any more clues. Is A the correct answer? It's not. It's not. I'm sorry. The airport in question for question number A, and I did run a check on this, and it seemed to check out. Not Potsdam. There is one there that seemed to be delayed and then did eventually open November 2020, but it's not Potsdam. Any ideas?
No.
Not well.
It's Brandenburg. Brandenburg is the name of the planned main airport for Berlin, and it did indeed open in November 2020. Brandenburg Willy Brandt replaced Tegel and Schoenfeld, as we are being told from the chat. The correct answer there, for what it's worth,
the Reddit one,
was the Reddit one. Yeah. It does indeed point to the right. You already told us that C was the Price is Right, not the Sale of the Century. Oh, gents, I'm afraid you've run out of luck.
Yeah, I think even if we'd picked B, it would have been still been a guess. Yeah. So no harm there in what we chose, I don't think.
No harm, no foul indeed. Well, it's been splendid having you here, and we wish you all the best, and we'll maybe see you another time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheerio. So, sadly, Itzotli, Cola, and Cetra leave us empty-handed on this occasion. Oh, but what a shame. We were on such a roll as well, seemed quite confident and full of pizzazz, but just stumbling over a question from DMMJRB there. Thank you very much to DMM for these questions and to all the question writers that have featured in this evening's games. Now, do I want to give out miscellaneous pennies to these top three because they've got the highest score and they are tied on numbers found in the lobby code? I think I might do that. I might just start being a bit spontaneous with these miscellaneous pennies. I'd love to get them out there. And I'm going to have a soft rule, not a hard rule, but a soft rule that as long as it's not too big of a tie. So we've had 4 boards here. And there's a 3-way tie between Zeus, Matt the Ref, and Big Man Aaron 1. So I'm going to give them 1 miscellaneous penny each. Admisk for Big Man Aaron 1. And what I don't want to see is if I don't do it, if there's a game that's at game over after like 1 board and people say, can I have a penny? Not going to do it like that. I'm going to sort of play it by ear. So don't ask me and you may receive, I think is probably how I'm going to go for this. So we'll give Big Man Aaron that 1 penny. And we're going to go Admisk for Matt _ ref. Have a penny. Yes, the banker does as he wishes. He does indeed. Can I have a penny for being a little cheeky? I don't want to cheapen the experience by just giving them out just because people ask me nicely. You have to save them up for when I gift them out for the cold non-penny times. There we go. Well done. Enjoy your penny. What if you ask me rudely? I think that will probably not work either. What it does mean though is that the jackpot for the code goes up to oh no, not Z. Focus on the right window. Goes up to 5,500. It is approaching the top of the tree. The maximum jackpot we've seen one was 7,500. We will play the code again the same time that we play Eggheads again Tuesday, the 25th of May is when it is next scheduled for. But you know what? We finished almost bang on 10. And I started almost bang on 8, and that doesn't happen recently. I normally start a little bit after 8 and go on till 10:30, 11. So I think I'm going to call it. I say early. It's not actually early. It's the correct time that I'm scheduled to finish, but I've been going over a lot recently. So I'm going to call it there because that feels like a good point to end. We've had a nice game of Eggheads and a good run at cracking the code, but sadly it has been for naught on this occasion. But I hope you've enjoyed playing. It's been splendid having you here. I am going to be back on Thursday for Game Night Happy Hour with Google That, which will be enormous fun. I might well be writing the question pack for that. Probably something I'm going to do tomorrow morning. So, yeah, I think Google That on Thursday, which will be really lovely. Before that, though, before I talk about myself a little more, we need to talk about this man here. Oh, crap. I pressed... okay. I typed on the keyboard and it did an auto thing. I was trying to type in the window. I pressed lots of buttons there. Hopefully I didn't add any more into the jackpot, but it's 5,500 in case I didn't. In case I did. So tomorrow is Ash's 1,000 followers special. You may remember he hit 1,000 followers a few weeks ago, and he's now going for a 1,000 followers special. And so there's going to be 1,000 heartbeats, which Ash is going to be playing. And also there are some time shocks happening, which should be enormous fun. That's on Ash's channel tomorrow. Excuse me, twitch.tv/AT_bash at 8. Don't miss that. That is going to be a really good stream. As I mentioned, I'm back on Thursday with Google That. Ash is going to be here again on Friday with Turnabout. Twitch.tv/AT_bash for Turnabout. And then I'm here on Saturday with it scheduled for Danger Zone 2 and Deciphered. That's the plan. Probably guest packs. In fact, almost certainly guest packs definitely of those two. Oh, 100 bits. Thanks for the fun stream. Thank you very much, Susus. Thank you for the support. That's enormously kind of you. Only will be working, so not playing, so it'd be cool with my pat being played first if we want to have a chill. I will see what happens. If I can encourage myself to do some streaming tomorrow, some question writing tomorrow, then I would certainly do that. It is the start of season 4, and maybe it's a bit of a softer start with Eggheads and the code. It's not a big all. I mean, the finale was it knocked me for 6 a little bit. I definitely had a sore throat the next day. So it's a nice quiet start. I have got an idea that I want to run at some point later on in season 4, which is going to play into this whole push for partner drive that I've been doing. Let me go full screen a minute, so I can come and talk to you all. Let's go, just cam. There we go. Oh, There we go. Yeah, so as part of this whole push for partner drive again, which I think needs to come back around, I have an idea for something I want to try in probably about 3 weeks' time. I need to talk to a couple of people about it, but I've got a little idea in mind for something I think we're going to do, which will maybe try and nudge it towards that partner status, because it's within grasp. So that would be lovely to have, because I want to go back to streaming at 1080p and have transcoded, but I don't want to do that if you're going to struggle to transcode at your end. So with partner, we get the transcoding options. So that's something I'll talk about when I've put a little bit more flesh on those rather vague bones. But yes, lots and lots of stuff happening this week. As ever, if you want to come and hang out, you can come and hang out in the Discord right there. So do pop along and come give us a wave. It'd be lovely to have you. It's time for a raid. Quizzy Dan normally goes to 10 and not a minute later. I'm just going to see if he's still going. Because if he is, we'll go raid Quizzy Dan. It'd be nice to return the favour. It looks like he is. It looks like he is. And is he done? Let's raid him quickly before he stops being done. Stops being still going. So let's raid Quizzy Dan. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's been a splendid open to the season. Raid message is going to be focus on the right window. Focus on the right window. There we go. Focus on the right window, because I've done that several times tonight, including one rather embarrassing moment at the end there. I've been Royal Flush. You have been absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much for coming to play tonight. Thank you to all our question writers. And as ever, do stay safe and be wonderful and kind and splendid to each other. Until Thursday, I'll probably see you for Ashes tomorrow, but Thursday I'm back with Google That, 3 PM BST for game night happy hour. Look after yourselves. Be splendid. Be safe. Take care. Peace out. And good night. Hang on. Good night. But go back to game with Cam and then put that one away and then do the closing credits. Game over. Good night, everyone.